Trump won his case that Biden was too old by a knockout on debate night. But is he risking having that script flipped on him now with his much younger rival running state to state with high-energy scenes like we just saw there in Phoenix?
No, if you're implying that age is going to be an issue, no, clearly not. I mean, it's not about age. It's about the energy and grasp on. Yeah, really. Look, the age issue has played out. Biden lost that question. The issues of this campaign are absolutely going to come down to inflation, the border, the fact that people can't pay their credit card bills. And again, you know, Kamala Harris is in this honeymoon period. She's going to have another very strong 3 weeks. That should be absolutely expected. If she's not leading by 4 or 5 points in all the swing states by the end of August, she's in trouble, because then it gets back to issues. You're going to have 60 days where she's actually going to have to engage the press, which she's refused to do. She's going to have to stand on a stage and debate Donald Trump in maybe one or more different venues. And she's going to have to answer not for what she wants to do, but for her administration. I mean, this is her administration and her policies that have really squeezed a lot of American families. There's a lot to answer for there.
Yeah, Trump bristled yesterday when asked why he is sitting at home instead of out campaigning, calling the question, quote, stupid. But in 2016, he held 22 rallies in July and the first 10 days of August. During the same time this year, he's had only 7. What's going on?
Well, again, it's a different team. It's a different strategy, a different approach. Again, the Democrats have kind of, you know, they pushed Joe Biden out. I think that my sense is the campaign has said, look, August is going to be Kamala's month. Let them have their month. Let them have their honeymoon. There's nothing really to stop that, because it's not about issues. It's just about the change that they brought. OK, fine. But then when it gets back to issues, they're going to really get back to again, pushing that and forcing her to stand on her record, which is not good. The Tim Walz issue is bad. Her being labeled, not just labeled, but ranked the most liberal member of the Senate is not good. Telling Americans they need to be more woke is not good. These are things that no American wants to see in Washington. They want a change. So eventually she's going to be kind of called to that standard. Now, how they approach it and the number of rallies they do, none of that matters. It really doesn't. They're letting her have her month of August is probably the right thing to do. They're not wasting energy and time there. They're I think, highlighting the problems with Walz. And then when it gets back to issues, they're going to go on the offense. And I think it's going to be a very aggressive, very interesting 60 days heading into November 5th.
You wrote an op-ed last week titled, "My Fellow Republicans, Stop the Trash Talk." And you wrote, catchy one-liners may rile up the base, but they do little to connect with independent voters. It's the worst kind of politics. It plays into the Democrats' narrative that this election is about political revenge for Mr. Trump. Yesterday, Trump called Harris, quote, barely competent, and repeatedly criticized her intelligence. I don't think he read your editorial.
No, I don't think he reads much. But it's not just a message to the former president. The former president has his style. He's bombastic. I think it doesn't work in many ways. It riles up his base, doesn't play to the general election. But it's also for all the other candidates out there, right? It's for all the other candidates that are trying to kind of be Trump light. No, stick to the issues. Republicans win when folks have to look at the issues. And whether Kamala Harris likes it or not, people are going to get those credit card bills in the mail in the next couple months. And it's not pretty. They're going to get their energy bills. They're going to have trouble paying the rent. Those struggles that families are dealing with are going to go well past this August honeymoon period.
Yeah.
And she, like I said, she's going to have to answer it. And if the candidates can stick to those issues, if the candidates can stick to kind of connecting with that anxiety of the average American who just wants some change, then they can be very successful on the 5th. But they got to be able to stick there. And I don't think you're going to see it strong until probably just after Labor Day. Right? People come back from vacation. The kids get back into school.
Yeah.
Things get back into a natural mix. So that'll be the first poll that really matters.
You know, for what it's worth, my parents, who are moderate voters in Nevada, which is an important swing state, my mom called me to complain. She didn't like the fact that the Democrats were calling Trump and Vance weird. And she's got a lot of criticism of Trump and his language as well. So I was sort of surprised to get the call that weird would offend people, but it does. The name calling doesn't, people don't like it. And who are in the middle.
Any name calling, any name calling at any level just distracts from what people want to talk about, which is, what are you going to do for us?
Yeah.
How are you going to fix this thing?
But Governor,
and get back to the American values.
It does. It goes to something that Senator Lindsey Graham said recently, which is that Democrats have a policy problem, Republicans have a personality problem. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with Lindsay on much lately, but he hit that one right on the head.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.